Literally, folks, good morning. It is currently October 2nd, 2020, 2:46 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, I know. I usually do these a little earlier in the day, get them out of the way, but it's been a long day, and I wanted to make sure that I kept up with the schedule and that this particular review got out to you before the next upcoming G1 Climax 30 tournament night, which will be Monday, October 5th, which would be night 9. But today we're going to talk about nights 7 and nights 8 of the G1 Climax 30 tournament. The first was live from Niigata in Nagaoka, the home turf of my man Sanada, and the 30th of September's event was live at Kurikan Hall. Night 7 was A block action on September 30th. We began with a match between Young Lions Yota Tsuji and Yuya Uemura. This particular match, which lasted 7 minutes and 35 seconds of our lives, basically taught us a few different things. One, that these young men have been well trained and are well versed in the majority of styles of professional wrestling. I say that because we've seen them do their renditions of strong style, their renditions of high impact, go 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 kind of matches, which is more or less the modern style. They've also done their own rendition of bump and feed, which is mostly the WWE style. And here, in this match specifically, I wanted to say and outline that they went retro in this match. For the majority of it, you saw these gentlemen use rest holds, lots of Greco-Roman knuckle locks, variations of submissions, cravats, side headlocks, things of that nature. This is retro 50s, 60s, even into the 70s kind of style wrestling, where matches went for very long periods of time due to the fact that rest holds were used in order to elongate matches. And that does not fly with today's audiences, but I'm glad that these young men know how to appropriately use these rest holds in order to further the match and or the story being told in the ring. Yota Tsuji won this match against Yuya Uemura, and he won it with the Boston Crab. A block action. I didn't expect anything less out of this match. Minoru Suzuki won this match. He is now 3 wins, 1 loss, 6 points. Yujiro Takahashi lost this match, 0 wins, 4 losses, 0 points, 7 minutes, 53 seconds. Gotch style pile driver for the win. I'll say this much about Takahashi in this match. Takahashi stood his ground. He held his own, and I cannot take that away from him. But all in all, the king himself still came out victorious, and that's pretty much that. Third match of the night. I'm pausing here purposely. 10 minutes, 43 seconds. Jeff Cobb, Kota Ibushi. I would say after minute 4 of this match started getting really, really good. felt like the match was cut short. This match could have been so much more. It was a good match. It wasn't decent. It wasn't bad. It wasn't average. It was a good match. 3.5, 3.75 star match. The reason it doesn't go over the 4 tilt is because it was cut short. This match should have dragged on for at least 15 to 17 minutes. Jeff Cobb was finally on the comeback trail in this match. Good offense by Jeff Cobb. Tight selling by Jeff Cobb. Kota Ibushi, as always, one of the best in-ring performers to come out of Japan ever. Did his thing from an offensive standpoint, as he always does. Telling that story in the ring of whether or not he could take on Jeff Cobb and be up to that level of athleticism that they portray Jeff Cobb to have with his Mr. Athletic label. Kota Ibushi looks great in anything. Jeff Cobb looked good in this match as well. This being his 4th match in the tournament. I think this is the 2nd match of the tournament that he's actually looked good in, to be quite honest. And it's good that he had that match against that. He looked good in this match versus Ibushi. Ibushi wins here with the Kamigoye. The last sequence, the last fight sequence, the last sequence of events that transpired when Ibushi had to hit Jeff Cobb with the jumping knee, the V trigger, and then into the double wrist control, and gave him the Kamigoye for the quick win. I thought was so abrupt because Jeff Cobb finally got a measure of advantage on Ibushi in the match and had good momentum going offensively. And they did this again in night 8 with another match, and I'll mention it when I go through night 8. But yeah, they cut my man Jeff Cobb short in this freaking tournament again. So I'll say that much. G1 Climax 30, A Block, Okada, Tai Chi. This match got 17 minutes. This match got 17 minutes. I get that there is a long-term beef that has been brewing between Okada and Tai Chi over the last 1.5, 2 years, I would say. When Tai Chi finally made his way to the heavyweight division. This match didn't need to be this long. It did not need to be this long. It was a good story that was told in the ring. The back and forth between Tai Chi and Okada. It could have been shorter. It really could have. I feel like this match could have stood for the 10 minutes, and Jeff Cobb and Ibushi should have gotten the 17. Because at the end of it, Okada put the money clip on Tai Chi so many different times throughout the match. I didn't know where to put my face after the 5th attempt. And then for Okada to win this match on referee stoppage because Tai Chi was basically knocked out off of the umpteenth money clip that was applied during the match, it was just one of those, well, okay, I didn't figure Tai Chi was going to win this match anyways. So, point system, 2 wins, 2 losses, 4 points for Okada, 3 wins, 1 loss, 6 points for Tai Chi, as Tai Chi takes the loss in this match. Now, for the match that I was looking forward to the most in Night 7, Will Ospreay versus Jay White. This match lasted 18 minutes. Did I get what I wanted out of this match? No. But that doesn't mean that the match was still not the best match of the night. You know, 1A, 1B. semi-main event and the main event. Will did his thing. Jay did his thing. Jay tried to go after Will's left knee during the match. His right knee during the match, trying to take out his aerial abilities and things of that nature. But now that Will has put on that weight, that muscle, it seems like he was able to recover a little bit faster from these assaults on his knee. And Jay White was getting his neck beat into oblivion by Will Ospreay with his attacks. I enjoyed the hell out of this match. I, for whatever reason, was expecting a little bit more, but I wasn't disappointed with the match at all. It went 18 minutes, 46 seconds. Both of them looked good. No one was worse for wear, and they're tied record-wise. So Will Ospreay has 3 wins and 1 loss, 6 points. Jay White has 3 wins, 1 loss, 6 points. So at this given point in time, no one in the A block is undefeated. Then came the ultimate barn burner. Shingo Takagi, Tomohiro Ishii. This match was everything I expected it to be. This match gave me if it wasn't better than their last match, it's right up there. Man, they beat the crap out of each other, man. But they wrestled here, right? It wasn't necessarily a fight. It was wrestling maneuvers. Yes, they no-sold each other on strikes and stuff like that or whatever. But it's just the suspense, the drama that builds up because these guys are so evenly matched in the ring. The match went 26 minutes, 1 second. Well-deserved main event spot in night 7 for Ishii and Shingo Takagi. And I enjoyed the hell out of this match, man. Favorite match of the night. Best match of the night. 1A to Ospreay's and Jay White's 1B. Tomohiro Ishii won this one, guys. After a long, drawn-out battle of attrition with Shingo Takagi. Tomohiro Ishii finally hit the vertical drop brain buster on Shingo Takagi. And now they are both 1-3. Tomohiro Ishii 2 points, Shingo Takagi 2 points. So that was night 7 on September 30th. Now we'll talk about what transpired now yesterday on October 1st in Niigata, in the Nagaoka Arena. It's about damn time. It's about damn time that they have given the Young Lions the room to do and wrestle this kind of match. The beef that has been brewing with Yota Tsuji and Gabriel Kidd, LA Dojo versus the Dojo in Japan. Man, this match, if it wasn't for Sanada versus Naito at the end of the night, right? Because I was pissed off with the freaking Kenta versus Evil match, because of the way it was booked. But if this match, if the main event didn't exist, this would have been the match of the night. If the main event did not exist in this card, this match between the Young Lions would have been the match of the night. Who won? No one won. It was a 15-minute time limit draw, right? But it was the race to the 15 minutes and how these two young men got there. Hook, line, and sinker got me from bell to bell. Gabe looked good. Yota Tsuji looked good. the basic maneuvers that they use because they're young lions worked yet again. Another match based in rest holds, old school in it and stuff like that. But they still got their technical wrestling in. They still got their high impact stuff in. They still got their strong style in. You know, just in this match, they also got to build a little bit of a story. Yota Tsuji, first time I have ever seen it, witnessed it. Yota Tsuji went after the, if I'm not mistaken, the left knee of Gabriel Kidd in this match in order to have and take advantage of Gabriel Kidd. So that was the interwoven story in this match. Yota Tsuji basically played heel here because he attacked the body part and tried to pick Gabriel Kidd apart, and Gabriel Kidd was the one who had to come with the comeback, should I say. He had to bring that comeback during this match, which he did. But at the end of it all, they were both very evenly matched, and even after the bell rung, they were talking that yak to one another. And there's still a lot of animosity there. There's still a lot of beef there to brew. I enjoyed the hell out of this match. And even though these two guys aren't in the G1, I feel like this match, in comparison to the Juice Robinson versus Toru Yano match, Goto versus Zack Sabre was lackluster. Tanahashi and Yoshi-Hashi had a decent match, no lie. It was a decent, solid match. Like I said, I was pissed off with the Kenta Evil match, and the main event was the main event, and I'll talk to that when I get there. But Yota Tsuji, Gabriel Kidd, second best match of the night, by far, in Night 8 on October 1st. Juice Robinson versus Toru Yano. Just based on entrances alone, I figured this was Juice's match to win. I don't know why I got that feeling off of entrance. It just was the feeling that I had, and I wasn't wrong. The match was only 6 minutes and 42 seconds. Toru Yano did his basic comedy bits, taking off the turnbuckle pad and stuff like that. He had the athletic tape hidden in his freaking pants at one point, and he was able to half hog tie Juice Robinson's legs together, where Juice had to hop all the way back to the ring and roll into the ring. And the whole entire match, for the time that it lasted, Juice's bit was basically stopping Toru Yano from cheating, and he was able to do that. And eventually Juice Robinson won with a roll-up on Toru Yano, and he goes on. So no one, I repeat, I'm saying this now, no one in B Block is undefeated anymore. Juice Robinson now has 3 wins and 1 loss, 6 points. Toru Yano, 3 wins and 1 loss, 6 points. And they're tied at the helm. Third match of the night. This match lasted 4 minutes. Hiroki Goto, Zack Sabre Jr. With the Juice Robinson and Toru Yano match being short, right? I didn't figure for them to cut this match short. I would have thought it would have gotten a 10-minute slot. But it was 4 minutes long. There really wasn't much offense from Goto and Zack Sabre Jr. on either side. Zack Sabre, I would say, attacked Goto's injured right shoulder to start the match. Hard kicks by Zack. Goto tried coming back, but he couldn't necessarily. The story here was that Goto was basically too hurt to really grab the upper hand on Zack Sabre Jr., and Zack Sabre Jr. was able to sniff one out with his European clutch pinning combination, and was able to beat Hiroki Goto in 4 minutes. I didn't appreciate the booking here. I understand the booking. telling the story of Goto being hurt and things of that nature, and not having enough strength in his right shoulder to overcome and put together enough offense in order to create a match with Zack Sabre Jr. But I just feel like it's a slap in the face to everything that Goto's done in the G1 for the last 9 to 10 years. But we'll wait and see to see as to what the story continues to be with Goto in the G1. Goto 1 win, 3 losses, 2 points. Zack Sabre Jr. 2 wins, 2 losses, 4 points. If I didn't mention it earlier, Zack Sabre wins this match. Fourth match of the night, solid match, decent match between Hiroshi Tanahashi and Yoshi-Hashi. Yoshi-Hashi showing me here that he can hang with the Ace. The Ace is still more or less the bar at New Japan for guys to be able to test their mettle. And Yoshi-Hashi did that very well. Was able to position himself very well in this match, but the way he looked, his offense, how he was able to not necessarily play the heel here, but just wrestle his match, his style of match, in order to gain the upper hand and the win over Tanahashi, which didn't happen. At the end of the day, the Ace, Tanahashi here, won over with his veteran experience and his style. He was the one who went after Yoshi-Hashi's legs. I would say 2-3/4 of the way into the match, he started going after Yoshi-Hashi's knees with some dragon screw leg whips and things of that nature. At one point, you saw Yoshi-Hashi take a dragon screw leg whip to Tanahashi, but it was to no avail. Tanahashi continued to put the pressure on Yoshi-Hashi. The match went 18 minutes and 41 seconds. Hiroshi Tanahashi, I believe, hit the high fly flow 3 times during the match. The first time he got gut busted, Yoshi-Hashi put his knees up, and that hurt to just watch. And then Tana went up the second time to hit high fly flow, but Yoshi-Hashi was standing in the ring, so he caught him for a press. And then after that particular press, Tana went back up to the top rope and did high fly flow proper, and he got the win on Yoshi-Hashi. Good showing for Yoshi-Hashi, and good showing for the Ace. He's looked good throughout the tournament, so I can't knock him for anything here. The Ace, 2 wins, 2 losses, 4 points. Yoshi-Hashi, 1 win, 3 losses, 2 points. Fifth match of the night. Okay, so I'm not going to extend this, right? I'm pissed off with this match because of the overbooking. Simply put, Dick Togo came out with Evil. This is Evil versus Kenta. This is the battle of the Bullet Club, right? Who is the real leader of the Japanese side of the Bullet Club? I like the storytelling portion of the match, where Kenta at the beginning of the match was trying to get into Dick Togo's ear and basically let Dick Togo know, hey man, I'm the real Ichiban in Bullet Club, so you gotta follow me. And he was trying to get Dick Togo to back him up and be his heater, but Dick Togo, for some reason or another, is loyal to Evil, and he stayed Evil's heater throughout the match. I think that what was wrestled in the match, the wrestling in the match, was good. The finish to the match is what took away from the rest of it. At one point, they knocked out Red Shoes. I think it was either Kenta directly hit Kenta or Evil directly hit Red Shoes in the back. Red Shoes went down. Kenta got the briefcase, which holds his contract certificate for the IWGP US Heavyweight Championship, and he knocked Evil out, and he knocked Togo out. But yet at this point, Red Shoes was out as well. The ref was out. So he wasn't able to capitalize on that. And Dick Togo came to eventually when Red Shoes was still out, and he was able to help Evil get the win with more distraction and I believe an attempt to a low blow, but then Evil hit Kenta with Everything is Evil. It was just overbooked at one point because there was too much of Dick Togo in the ring towards the end of the match. So that's where I felt like it was heavily overbooked. And that's what pissed me off about the match, because there was no clear winner, right? There's no, at this point we're still in the gray, we're still in the murk here. We don't necessarily know who the clear-cut leader of the Japanese side of the Bullet Club is. Seems like Kenta's more of a rogue agent right now, and Evil is more of the actor-in-chief in Bullet Club on that Japanese side. So we'll have to see how this goes, because Evil wins over Kenta. 2 wins, 2 losses, 4 points. Kenta 2 wins, 2 losses, 4 points. Does this mean that Evil eventually gets a shot at the briefcase later on down the line? I don't know, but we'll see. Main event. Best match of the night, without question. I will sit here and say this. I don't know where the story is going. Booking wise, this seemed a little odd. Not to knock it, because Sanada won the match, but I'm not sure what story they're trying to tell here, right? Because the sense of it is, yes, Toru Yano can win at any time, but Sanada lost to Toru Yano. Sanada also lost to Hiroki Goto. And if I'm not mistaken, Sanada also lost. Was it Kenta? Let me just double check here, guys. I'm sorry. Anyways, the point of it is that Sanada lost 3 matches in a row. Right? He was 0-3. He had no points. Right? And all of a sudden, you make this be the main event of the B block on night 8, Sanada versus Naito. And it was a hell of a match, right? The story in the match, from my perspective, Naito was basically treating Sanada like the kid brother, smacking him around, paintbrushing him, giving him the light boots to the head and stuff throughout the match, not really taking Sanada seriously throughout the match. That, to me, was the story. And at one point, Sanada was frustrated with the treatment, and Sanada turned his game face on. He turned the focus on, and he turned it on Tetsuya Naito. And I don't think at any point during the match, at least from a body language standpoint, I don't think that Naito took Sanada seriously at all. Naito tried to hit Sanada with Gloria. It was reversed. Naito hit different variations of Destino. Not Destino complete, but different variations of Destino. Did not get the 3 count on Sanada. And Sanada worked this match with his smoothness, with his style, with his variety of, I would say, high impact and technical wrestling. And they both looked real good, right? But the story here is the little brother gonna get the win on the fearless leader of Los Ingobernables de Japón? And that story, to me, was well told in this match, because Sanada was able to get off so much offense in this match, but he still wasn't beating Naito. He put Naito in the skull end 3 different times. and he wasn't able to beat Naito with the skull end. But at the end of it all, Sanada had missed a moonsault earlier in the match. And at the end of the match, after Sanada had incapacitated Naito with holding on to a particular version of Skull End, he left Naito there laying in the last sequence of events, hit one low angle moonsault, and then he went right back up to the top rope and he hit another low angle moonsault, and he got the 1, 2, 3. I was not expecting that. I did not expect Sanada to win this match at all, due to how he had been booked in the previous 3 matches and against against the competitors that he was against. I think the Toru Yano loss threw me off. Him losing to Goto to me wasn't that big of a deal because it's Goto. And his other loss, I thought his other loss was a fluke too, or whatever. He should have been at least. He could have easily walked into this 3-0 instead of 0-3. But he gets the win here against the double champ. What does that mean going into the future? He beat Naito in the main event during night 8 of the G1 Climax 30 tournament. Does Sanada get a future title shot after this? Is it just a tournament win? Does this lead the story to be that Sanada's now going to go on a roll? He's going to win 6 matches. He's going to win another 5 matches in a row, and he's going to find himself in the finals, and eventually win this tournament. Is this just the lone win that he gets just to prove that he's no longer the little brother in LIJ under Naito? Because when the match was finished and it was all said and done, and they were both exhausted and sweating up a storm, Sanada was the first one to stir and up to a knee, and he put up the LIJ fist, and Naito was still on the ground. So then Sanada stood up on his feet, kept his fist in the air, waited for Naito to rise up. You saw Naito stir up, get on his feet, turn his back to Sanada quite slightly. But as we all know, Naito always turns his back quite slightly before he puts that fist up with the rest of the members of LIJ. And that's exactly what it did. Showed Sanada respect, put the fist up in the air. LIJ still a unit. If anything else, I'm keeping my word. If Sanada doesn't win the tournament, I'm going to blow a freaking gasket and I'm going to go on a wild rant. But I want to say this much. As a fan of Sanada, as I have been the last 3 to 4 years, and as a fan of New Japan Pro Wrestling, this particular moment in Sanada's career, I feel means a lot, because he got the rub from not only from his leader, but he got the rub from the champ. And in traditional wrestling circles, no matter what country you're in, that means a lot. I know I don't know these guys, and I understand what professional wrestling is to folks. It's just a show. I get it. It's the outcomes are predetermined. Stuff is scripted. Yada yada yada. But as invested as I am emotionally in all this stuff, I can't say this anymore, and mean it any more than I do right now. But I looked on this match and Sanada's win as a proud moment, because I was like, fuck, man, finally, bro. Finally. Like, they're giving him his just due. Like, he can hang. He's been able to hang. I understand how booking goes in the main event scene in New Japan, but shit, I feel like it shouldn't have taken this long. I really don't. But they got the right guy to give him the rub. They got the right guy to give him the rub, because he's beaten Okada before in other tournaments and other singles matches and stuff like that. It had to be Naito. It had to be Naito. That I understand. That I understood, and that's what happened. 27 minutes, 8 seconds. 2 moonsaults to beat Naito after an exhaustive match between the two. And this match was stellar. to me. Not just because of Sanada's win, but because of the story that was told in this match. Overall, and everything I just explained. Proud moment for me as a fan of Sanada, for me as a fan of LIJ all around, for the overall tradition of professional wrestling. The right man gave him the rub, and I can't not appreciate that. I completely appreciate that from Naito. I don't know if this goes anywhere. Hopefully it does. And if it doesn't, Gato, you fucking cheeky bastard, I'm gonna rip you a new one. So that's that. And I know I've gone on long and whatever else, but I had to get my point across there, folks. So that is the end of night 8. Sanada did cut a promo after the bell rung, after Naito left the ring. He had the attendants in the arena turn the lights off. All the fans turned on their mobile phone flashlights. Short promo cut. From what I understood, he called himself Ichiban #1 main man. And he says, and he told everybody in English that he will see them soon. So to wrap up, we're going to preview night 9 A block action. We have Shingo Takagi versus Yujiro Takahashi. We have Jeff Cobb versus Jay White. We have Kazuchika Okada versus Minoru Suzuki. Tomohiro Ishii versus Tai Chi. And the main event. Oh man, this match better. If this match isn't the match of the year, without it even happening yet, I don't know what would be. But Kota Ibushi versus Will Ospreay on October 5th, that Monday. I'm ready for it, y'all. I'm ready for that match. That's night 9. That's October 5th. I'll also preview night 10, which will take place on October 6th. October 5th will be live from Kagawa, Takamatsu City General Gymnasium. October 6th, Tuesday, will be from Hiroshima, the Hiroshima Sun Plaza. So, night 10 from Hiroshima, Block B, Hiroki Goto versus Toru Yano, Sanada versus Zack Sabre Jr., which should be an excellent match. Juice Robinson versus Evil, Yoshi-Hashi versus Tetsuya Naito, and Kenta versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. Sanada versus ZSJ, looking forward to that. Kenta versus Tana, looking forward to that. And due to his showing, I want to see what Yoshi-Hashi has to play with against Tetsuya Naito. Juice versus Evil, we'll see. We'll see how that works out. There's a definite divide there between Evil and Juice, but we'll see how that plays out. And I don't know what brand of comedy Yano's going to put on Goto, but I'm sure I'll laugh a bit or whatever. But yeah, yo, that's it for me. I've talked long enough. Thank you for watching as always, and listening if you just turned it on to listen. This has been your good brother J News with another rendition of J News Japan. We just covered nights 7 and nights 8, September 30th and October 1st, G1 Climax 30 tournament. As always, like, share, comment, and subscribe to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel. Be good, y'all. Take care of yourselves. Be nice to one another. Be good to one another. And stay safe out there. It's now 3:25 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'm about this. I'll see you on the flip, y'all, next week. I'll see y'all next week. I'm about this, y'all. Peace.